This week we have so many things to talk about. Just from Furls alone, I feel like they really back-ended the year. Like January to October, okay, yeah, we're gonna have a couple of new things, maybe a few sales sprinkled in here and there, but November and December, we are gonna hit it so hard. There are just gonna be so many things. I feel like since their Black Friday sale until this week, there's just been one thing after another. So I have two brand new lines of crochet hooks to chit chat about, one of which is actually a limited edition. So we see that on their site every once in a while, limited edition, limited time only, and it'll sell out of the sizes. Some time will pass and then we'll get a notification of a restock. That is not going to happen with this one. So when they start to sell out, which is not happening yet, I saw on their site this morning, all the sizes are still available, but once they start to sell out, that's it. This is just specifically for this time of year. It's their after party is what they're calling it. So I think New Year's Eve, New Year's, like that's what I'm going to use the hook for. It was actually for their Black Friday celebration, but as always, I mean, they're your crochet hooks, so use them however you want to. And it really is unfortunate because this is my favorite line of crochet hooks that they have, which is the Streamline Metal. So the fact that this is one that is just going to be very short-lived on their site, I would have liked to see it be around a little bit longer, but you know, limited edition ones are definitely fun as well. And then a couple of accessories that have been out of stock for a while, but then during these last couple of weeks, they were restocked. And I have to show you those as well. So that's for the tools and accessory update. For the yarn aspect, I have Crow and Crescent, my moon yarn. This is November's because it's always going to be a month behind. I'm currently working on October. I am so close to finishing up with that, but I did get 5 hanks of yarn and it was fingering weight yarn. One I'm working up as a cowl, and then the other 4, I got to decide what I'm going to do with that. So I did the same thing for November. I have, I think, 5 different colors. Sadly, I did not get into December's, which I am going to show you the colors because they were just so beautiful, but it went so quick. By the time I remembered, because that was my fault, I didn't set an alarm, and by the time I went and checked, I think it was a full day afterwards, everything was totally sold out. And I get why, because like you're totally going to understand as well, the colors are just so magical for this time of year. Then over at Muse2320, we have a couple of different things happening, including some mysteries. A lot of things happening this week, but let's just go ahead and start with the brand new crochet hooks from Furls. Limited edition after party Streamline metal matte crochet hook. The metal is my favorite, and getting even more specific, I like the matte compared to the polish. I like them both, but I prefer the matte. It just has this soothing feel, and the sound that it makes with the yarn is really pretty too. Normally I don't want my crochet hooks to make a noise, but it's just very relaxing. It came with a sticker here, which was actually their Halloween sticker. So it's a fun little bit of spooky in here. This is definitely going on my water bottle. So the box seems pretty festive for this time of year with the shiny gold that we have, but this is just their classic box that they use for the Streamline hooks. And it does tell you which side to open here. Weight, open the other end. The base of this is a super witchy purple, and it looks like there's confetti splattered all over it. This is just totally different from any of the other metal crochet hooks that they have currently on their site. I like that they're playing around with it. I mean, as much as I love the solid colors that we've been getting, I mean, it's after party. It's supposed to be a fun, festive crochet hook. I'm really interested in how this is going to look crocheting. I do have my tree up and I have red and white lights on it. So I'm interested if this is gonna not sparkle, but maybe just reflect the lights a little bit, because we have some silver spots on here, the blue all over it as well. And starting off with a 3.5 millimeter crochet hook, tip of the crochet hook right there. Now these are the heaviest crochet hooks that they have on their site. Dramatically heavy. I say that a lot, but I have to emphasize it because if you are used to resin or wood crochet hooks, this is going to be a dramatic change. I absolutely love them. Obviously, it's my go-to crochet hook, but you just have to be aware that they are very, very heavy. 1.6 to 2.4 ounces. I don't think we're going to get very close to the 2.4 ounces, especially since we're stopping at a 6, but like the 10 millimeter one, those get really, really heavy. I think it's very relaxing. It's super soothing on my hands, my arms, my joints. I don't have a problem with it at all. But again, just have to mention that. Let's See if I can find one of the bigger crochet hooks to compare the two. 4. Okay, we're just nicely going in order here. Every single one of these is going to be totally different. Like the confetti is going to be in different places everywhere. Normally with the metal hooks, we don't notice any differences because again, it's been a solid color except for the Aura one. But that one, again, it was very subtle where the differences were happening. I feel like this is going to be pretty dramatic. Well, let's just compare the two. Yeah, okay. So right there on the handle, where the sizing is, tons of confetti, hardly any confetti over there. Flip to the back, tons and tons of confetti, hardly any on there. This one I do like better. I mean, it's an after party crochet hook, so I want more of the confetti on here, but they're each gonna have their own personality now. So hopefully this is something that they're gonna keep up with. We're gonna see more of this happening in the metal crochet hooks. Can we get a bigger one? 5.5 and you can barely see the sizing. It is just full of confetti. Did you ever like make your own confetti out of newspaper or paper? I have a lot of fond memories of that. Me and my siblings making confetti out of construction paper, and like it was really, really big because we wanted to throw it multiple times, and it's kind of just a pain to pick up the really tiny bits of confetti. So if we did like a 1 by 1 inch piece of confetti, you could throw it as many times as you want to, even though we would try our hardest to clean up everything and it looked like we had everything cleaned up. Inevitably throughout January we'd find little pieces underneath the couch or in between a cushion in the chair. It was just bound to happen. 5mm, and I really like this one. Doesn't look so much confetti because there's a ton of blue on it. It almost looks like wintry, like you're driving and snow is coming at you. This is what we're seeing. So after party, I guess I should just read what they describe these crochet hooks as. Meet after party our Black Friday limited edition matte streamlined metal, inspired by every unforgettable night that ends in laughter, glitter, and just one more row. Okay, so these are genuinely their Black Friday celebration crochet hooks, but with the whole unforgettable night and glitter and one more row and dressing it up, it does feel like a New Year's Eve crochet hook. 3 more hooks here to unbox. There is the 6mm. Okay, 6 compared to the 3. Flicking them together sounds like little bells. Very festive up in here. 3.5 to 6. Okay, just for a little comparison. Obviously the main thing that changes is the hook size, so the tip of the crochet hook, but the handle, they're pretty similar still. Just going by pure feels and not busting out my scale, they also don't really feel that much different. 6.5, hardly any drops of confetti on here. 3.5 compared to a 6.5. The neck of the crochet hook is now very different. And what is the last size that we have? 4.5. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so the 4 was the one that had a ton, right? Of the confetti. 4.5, hardly any. On the bottom there, on the top a little bit. But this one is just like covered in it. Every single one of them is going to be different. Your 4.5 hook might look a lot different than mine. Like literally every single one. It's not even just the size is going to look like that. So every 4mm crochet hook is not going to look like this. They all have their own thing going on for them. I do like to display my crochet hooks when I'm not using them, and I have my Furls coffin with all of my crochet hooks in there, and I found that the best way to hold all of them, especially because each line has its own different sizes, like sometimes there's 8, sometimes there's 4, sometimes there's 12. I use my empty 3-wick candle jars. It's just a glass jar, but the fact that I can see through, so it's not just the top of these, just carefully place them in here, and it makes it a lot easier to find the size that I need to. Especially this time of year, I go through a lot of candles. I'm constantly lighting them. I have 2 different candles going right now, Spiced Apple Toddy and Tree Farm, which just smells so wintry. Next up, we have the Tempest Blue Streamlined Metal Polished Crochet Hook, and this is the one that they're having on their front page at the moment, so it's going to be scrolling right across the top of the home page. There are quite quite a few sizes available in the line. 12 sizes in total, starting at 3.5, going all the way up to a 10 millimeter. And this is not a limited edition or a limited time only. There will be restocks. We have no idea when, but they have said that this is one, it's gonna stick around for a little bit. It's actually a good thing because I'm seeing that there is one size sold out already, which is the 8 millimeter. And I never would have guessed that. Maybe 5, 5.5, typically those sell out pretty quickly. And then with just the time of the year, 6 or 6.5, using some of that bulky type yarn. If you ordered an 8 millimeter crochet hook in this line, what are you using it for? Oh, maybe blankets. Okay, yeah, maybe blankets, because that is actually the size of crochet hook that I'm using for all 4 blankets I have going on right now. Okay, but I'm still interested. If you grabbed it, what are you using it for? So I did not get all 12 sizes. I wasn't really thinking about the 9 or 10. That's a crochet hook for me that it just does not see that much action. So I passed on those 2 sizes, but I did get the 3.5, 3.75, 4, 4, 5, 5, 5.5, 6, and 8. One of the blankets that I have going on right now, I wanted to use this metal hook for it. I wrapped them in 2 different packages this time, so 4 in each. And this one is a solid color. So here is the first one. It seems very mermaid blue to me. What's the description that they're classifying this crochet hook as? For makers who want their tools to feel powerful, cinematic, and undeniably stunning, we introduce Tempest. I would say powerful. That is definitely this color right here. Both of them together definitely gives off party vibes. Got a little bit of metallic, almost simulating some tinsel. Then we have some confetti and matte purple along with it. If you wanted to match your outfit and your project that you're working on with it, I'm not one to judge because yeah, for sure I do that as well. Okay, next up we have a 5.5. These should look exactly the same. There should not be any sort of differences in them color-wise. That's not really what the line is going for. 4.5 compared to the 5. Unlike the After Party, which has its own personality, these are, it's like a whole. Start to finish, every single one of them is going to be very uniform. And 3.5. Which is what I like to use for my crochet socks. Okay, and then the last 4 sizing, 5 millimeter, 4 millimeter, 3.75, and lastly, 6 millimeter. The polished ones are very cold. I would say even more so than the matte metal. And these ones are kind of chilly by themselves, but I feel like these heat up a lot quicker than these. Also, you do want to carry around a polish with these because you're going to see your fingerprints on it. If you're working with it for a little while, it's going to come off on there and you just need to polish them up a little before you put them away. Also, if you have lotion on, which I always do when I'm crocheting because I cannot stand the feel of dry hands on yarn. It just, that's a sensory no for me. So I'm constantly putting lotion on my hands this time of year. So it's a good habit to get into, just wiping it down before you put them away. The matte one, I really honestly don't notice it so much. From the lotion standpoint, it is still definitely a good idea. And else that they did was introduce their first coffee mug. It has their logo on the outside. It's matte gray for coloring and the inside is shiny black. I'm not sure how many ounces it is, because you'd spend over a certain amount and then this would just pop up in your cart. Furls Gray coffee mug. And I thought it was something that they were doing just for fun for Black Friday. This was just a part of your order if you spent over a certain amount. And then afterwards, it was going to be a part of their merch because they do have a button that says Cozy Up. And if you click on that, it goes to their hoodies that they have. So Furls Classic hoodie sweatshirt. It does say limited stock available and they have restocked. So there are a few sizes missing at this moment in time, but we will see even more restocking here, I would imagine, in the next month or so. I was just surprised that this was not a part of that. If I would have missed out on this coffee mug, I would at least want the opportunity to check it out on their site, see what they were selling it price-wise. I mean, coffee mugs are the perfect size for displaying and holding your crochet hooks. I know a lot of people were doing this with their mugs and excited that we have the Furls logo on it. And especially if you have 12 crochet hooks in here, it helps them to stand up pretty tall so you can see the sizing and everything a lot better. I will be using mine as an actual coffee cup though. So peppermint mocha latte, that's what's going in here tonight. But yeah, so I really hope that it actually comes to their site. Maybe this is something we'll see for 2026. They're going to introduce it there. I just assumed since they have the hoodies, it makes me feel like, why not? Let's just have the coffee cups on there as well. They could even do different colors of coffee mugs to match the new crochet hooks that they have coming out. I think it would be a fun thing that they could play around with. It also might just be me though, because I really love coffee mugs. I love coffee, I love tea, I love crocheting. So it makes sense to me that they would have a coffee mug on their site. We'll see. These accessories, both of them are part of the remnant collection that they have. So they have different products that use bigger pieces of leather. All the remnants from those pieces, they have things like a little keychain that has the Furls logo stamped on it. And then this Clara Notion pouch I have been wanting to try for a really long time, but it has been sold out because it is the perfect size for things like stitch markers, tiny fold up scissors, yarn needles, like all the tiny little accessories, but it has the little zipper on it. It comes in 5 different colors. The rose color, or I guess they're just calling it pink, and teal are sold out right now. So we have the black, which is in stock, brown and beige are still available. And then inside I put this little container that holds yarn needles and a bunch of stitch markers. I can never have enough stitch markers. I lose them all the time. My plans were to attach the keychain onto this, and then whatever I'm using for my carrying case of my hooks, this I'll just change from one case to the next. Just makes it a little bit easier because I have the bigger clasp right here. I did try the Venture Leather Travel Roll, which is marked as a bestseller. And since they had some of their sales, I figured, okay, this is the time to try it. I don't really love this, and there's nothing inherently bad about it. It's just I love some of the other ones that they have better. The only thing that is holding it together is this piece of leather, and I'm so used to there being a snap or a zipper of some sort on here, but this is it. It just rolls up on itself, and then no matter what you have in here, so I don't think I have all of the hooks. You can fit 7 crochet hooks in total. I only had 5 in there. I went to a couple of different coffee shops just to see how it was going to work out. Put this in a tote with some of my yarn. Everything was totally fine. Nothing budged. As you can see, this part right here, the elastic, you have to put some effort in order to pull this out. So they're secure. They're not moving around. I just like some of the other ones a lot better. This part right here is pretty nice. It's like a second area for stitch markers, all my notions, and then I did attach onto the zipper the baby notion bag so I can have double stitch markers and more scissors and all the stuff. So everything all together as a whole, I like. I just don't think I like the roll-up part of it. If it was flat and had a zipper on it, I'd probably like it better. If it was like the clutch that they have, where it zips on the top and then you can go ahead and have a little wristlet. I like that one a lot better too. I am going to take it out a couple more times and see if it's just that it's totally different than anything else that I have, or if I really just don't like the design, which I think is totally okay. I mean, that's why they have different designs for crochet hooks, for accessories, for travel cases. You find the one that you like, and I think this one just might not be for me, but I'm going to give it another go. I'm going to use it for the rest of the week and see if I like it a little more. Moving on to the moon yarn. What I like to do with this is after I open it up, I have this little skeleton holding a bowl here. There's just fiber in it at the moment, but I like to set these colors there, look at them for a little bit and kind of figure out what stitch is resonating with me, and also just kind of vibe with when do I actually want to start working it up. I'm at least going to do a cowl with the multicolor skein of yarn, and the rest of them I'm leaning very heavily towards getting my sock knitting machine out and kind of playing around with color there. You can do a lot of different things with 4 hanks of yarn. I did get some stickers too this month, so thank you so much for that. These are absolutely gonna go in my water bottle. First up, we have the color Elegy. And just as a reminder, the entire collection was called Decay. I think they did a fantastic job with this. Next, a little bundle here. We have, ooh, there's the Decay. That's the one I was really trying to open first. The entire collection all in one hank of yarn. The fun part of these types of yarn is that it looks one way in the hank form, another way all caked up, and totally different when you make it into whatever project you want. So it's just this whole continual process. So yeah, we're gonna set this one out for a little bit and think about it. Next up, we have the color Ossuary, which I think would go fantastic with this color. If I'm thinking socks, this would go well. I could do, this is the base, this is the toe, this is the heel, and then maybe some ribbing on the top of it. I haven't really played around with my ribber too much on my sock knitting machine, so this could be a perfect moment for that. Next up is the color Ash. Very beautiful. And lastly, we have Remnant. So a little bit of a darker blue compared to the ash right there. Okay, so all the colors together as a collection. There we have it. It just makes me so sad that I missed out on December's. Okay, do you want to see December's? Let me show you. It's the reds that got me. 2 different variation of red and then a swirl together with some dark and moody browns and greens. Yeah, I was excited about that one. So if you got in on that one, please let me know what you're making with it. This would have been one of the time where I think I would have had to get a sweater's worth of one of the colors. But I'm gonna fully enjoy November's collection. So stick around to see what these turn into. Like I said, for sure a cowl. The other ones still up in the air. If you have suggestions, let me know in the comments. Moving over to Muse2320 land, we have Mystery Muse, which I love a good mystery box, especially knowing that there's gonna be yarn in it. And this one has not only yarn, but tea and other things. We don't know what the other things are, but that's the first thing that this says. The Mystery Muse box is a curated gift of yarn, Muse brews tea, and creative vibes. If you want the box to have a certain vibe, so like witchy and mystical, in the notes, you put the witch emoji. Then Sarah put together this box based on a witchy and mystical vibe. There's also bright and playful, earthy and grounded, bold and dramatic, moody and mysterious, soft and cozy. So it's a very interactive mystery box. You could almost go through the entire site here or go onto her Instagram and check out some of the colorways that she has, then guess what you think each box would be. I definitely am going to order one of these for myself, but I'm also going to send this link over to my mom because she loves to get me things in the crochet world, but she does not craft at all. She doesn't crochet, she doesn't knit. That's just not her thing that she likes to do. So it always ends up being like, hey, what would you like? Or what crochet hook would you like? This way it would be a total mystery, but she can still customize it herself. Honestly, she would probably pick a witchy and mystical one for me, unless she wanted to get the box and say, hey, can you make me something with that? Because that often happens. And I do love a gift of, here's some yarn, can you make me something cool with it? No direction, I just really like these colors, or in this case, I really like this vibe. So she would probably go with earthy and grounded for sure. And that one is a leaf emoji. But as a gift to give to yourself or somebody else that you know that likes to work with fiber, I think this could be really fun. This one is shipping right now. There is no cutoff of it. It looks like, yeah, you just go ahead and place an order and then it'll be shipped out right away. My guess is that we'll see these mystery boxes on here until they sell out. So hopefully we'll see it through the winter season. But I'd say if you have a particular vibe in mind, I would check it out sooner rather than later. Then I was able to actually make it to the shop for Small Business Saturday, and I have 2 different colorways that I know exactly what I'm working these up into, which hardly ever happens. It's like I fall in love with a colorway and then I'll figure out the pattern later. But this one, first and foremost, these are my colors right here. So it could have been any pattern. What I'm thinking is working this up into a snood. It's just one of my favorite accessories for January, February, even March, really. I can layer it. Like I can have a hat on, I can even have a cowl on and then put a snood on too. So super, super cozy. This is 80% superwash merino wool, 20% nylon, 400 yards in total, 800 together with both of these. I definitely have enough to make a super cozy, very flowy, drapey type of snood. And the color by itself with the little black stripies in it, that's just gonna be so fantastic. I'm very excited to start on these. And then I have this one in the color The Great Pumpkin from Twisted Tail Fiber. That logo is so amazing. I am definitely gonna save this band and put it in my yarn scrapbook. This is a bulky 100% superwash merino. There is 138 yards. In each one of these, I'm gonna make a pair of fingerless mittens. You can see little bits of green in here, and I feel like it's just gonna be showcased so much more once I cake it up and then actually make it into my fingerless mitts. The last thing that I got was not yarn related at all, but this book was just staring at me as I was walking around looking at all the other yarn. It's like, hey, this is the time of year, you need to have this. And it's been on my bedside table ever since. I've been reading a little bit in the evening and also in the morning, kind of whenever I feel like it. I've just been reading little snippets of Feral Self-Care, 100 Ways to Liberate and Celebrate Your Messy, Wild, and Untamed Self. It's one of the books where I've kind of been picking and choosing to what chapter I want to read based on just how I'm feeling for the day. What do I need from this book at this moment in time? Sometimes I end up reading the same chapter multiple days in a row. It's like whatever I need from the book. It's been really, really helpful. So highly suggest this one. She has a wonderful collection of books at her shop now, and you can find it online too. I've been noticing that a lot more of the books have been moving over, as well as mugs. If you love a good mushroom mug, there's one front and center that she has at the moment. So that is everything that I have for you in our crochet happenings. Hopefully, if you needed some color inspiration or pattern inspiration, you were able to get that from the Yarn Dungeon. So let me know what it is you're working on. I hope that you have a super spooky and crafty rest of your week, and I will see you in my next video.